What's up, guys? We're at Jones Subwoofer Solutions again. Today I have the SoundQubed 4500 monoblock amplifier on the dyno, and we will see what kind of dyno power it has today. This was a used amp. As you can tell, it's got some wear on it. A customer provided this to me. I don't have any of the packaging, but I did look it up. The manual online says that it does 750 watts at 4 ohms, 2,280 watts at 2 ohms, and 4,560 watts at 1 ohm, all rated at 14.4 volts. So we'll see if we can match that today, and if not, what exactly this amp will do. So drop your guesses below. I do have it hooked up with our dual inputs, and we'll see what it'll do. So drop your guesses and I'll catch you on the dyno. Alright, so here we are on the dyno. I'm going to start with certified, then we'll do uncertified, and then we'll do dynamic. And we're going to start with 4 ohm, then 2 ohm, then we'll do 1 ohm. So to start here, we're just going to go into certified. Certified is up to 1% distortion. And 4 ohms, it was rated 750 watts at 4 ohms. And we're starting at 14.85 volts. Let's see what it does. Dang, we did way more than it was rated. We got 1,484 watts into 4 ohms, dropping to 14.7 volts. And moving on to 2 ohm. Alright, so our 2 ohm runs. Ready to start. Let me reset my meter. And we are at 14.81 volts. Again, at 2 ohms, this is rated 2,280 watts. There we go. We got 3,028 watts into 2 ohms. We dropped to 14.58 volts. So way overrated power so far. And we will reset to 1 ohm. So 1 ohm, it's rated 4,560 watts. And we're starting at 14.76 volts. There we go. We got 4,691 watts into 1 ohm. We dropped to 14.38 volts. Really good performance out of this. So moving on, we'll go to uncertified. Uncertified is into clipping. And again, we're going to start at 4 ohms where it's rated 750 watts. And we're starting 14.84 volts. Here we go. (1,566 watts into 4 ohms, and we dropped to 14.68 volts. So again, we'll try 2 ohms. It's rated 2,280 watts, and we're at 14.79 volts again, starting. We got 3,091 watts into 2 ohms, dropped to 14.5 volts. And one last uncertified test. We'll do 1 ohm. And at 1 ohm, we're starting at 14.75 volts. Again, this one was rated 4,560 watts. Here we go. We got 4,885 watts into 1 ohm. We dropped to 14.3 volts. And lastly, we are going to do dynamic, which is a burst test. It is a 40 hertz tone on a pulse. And we'll start at 4 ohms. And we're starting at 14.83 volts on the CMAX. Again, this one was rated 750 watts. And we got 1,853 watts into 4 ohms, dropping to 14.7 volts. Pretty solid performance out of this. 2 ohms. Again, rated 2,280 watts, and we're at 14.7 volts. And again, well past its rated power, 3,160 watts into 2 ohms. We dropped to 14.5 volts. And lastly, we'll do 1 ohm. One ohm dynamic burst starting at 14.7 volts, rated 4,560 watts. Here we go. And we got 5,126 watts into 1 ohm, dropping to 14.3 volts. Pretty wild, and I know you guys are going to ask for it. So we'll just throw it in here. We will try 0.8 ohms dynamic. We'll see what happens, but I'm not going to run any other low impedance tests because this isn't my amp. So 0.8 ohms, 14.74 volts starting. Here we go. All right, that's it. 5,754 watts into 0.8 ohms, dropping to 14.28 volts. Very, very solid. So hang on just a minute, guys. I'll catch you back over on the bench, and we'll get this amp apart and get a look at it. Alright guys, so we're back on the bench. We've got the SoundQubed here, and we can take a look inside. And I don't see any SoundQubed branding in here. You guys may know if this shares another board, or shares the board rather with another amp. If you guys know, you can drop that below. I'm not sure myself. There's a part number down there, but nothing telling. So there is the guts of the SoundQubed 4500. And let's go ahead and we'll take a look at these end caps. So on this end you do have left and right input, power and protect light, your gain, a subsonic filter that goes from 10 Hertz to 50 Hertz, bass boost adjustable from 0 to 6 dB. Looks like that is a fixed bass boost. I'm not sure at what frequency. There's a plug for a bass remote, and your low pass filter goes from 20 to 200 Hertz. These are strappable, so you do have an output master and slave switch and a strapped RCA connection there. And the SoundQubed logo. So we'll take a look at the other end. And we've got pretty beefy 1/0 inputs. My 2/0 welding cable did fit in those, but we went ahead and used our 1/0 dual inputs with the 2/0 in them. And those are probably 12 gauge or so speaker outputs. They're in the middle. It is a mono block amp, those are shared. So you could use all or one set. So there you have it, guys. That is the SoundQubed 4500. Let me know what you guys think of that. I was pretty impressed. Kind of surprised by the dyno results. I have not run one of these before. So if you guys have a recommendation or a request, let me know. Drop it below in the comments. As always, please give me a like and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Give me a share. Hit the bell icon so you get a notification when I post a new video. Again, I thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.